Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video talking about the importance of mental health in regards to trading. And, I feel like this is a very overlooked topic. I feel like this is not something that, beginner traders really expect that, they will be going through. And I just wanted to shed some light on, what to expect, how to navigate that shit if you are dealing with it, and go through my own experiences as somebody who has struggled with depression in trading, struggled with depression in general, and been through pretty much every psychology issue, hiccup, that you can name. So let's just, it's gonna be a raw talk, so no real cuts or anything like that. So yeah, trading is very lonely. It's very stressful, and you sure as hell will be dealing with a lot of ups and downs in trading. Now, you know, a lot of beginner traders are, impressionable young kids that, see all these people flexing profits, flexing money, selling a dream on the internet, on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, Instagram. And, obviously, a lot of ambitious kids will see that and be like, fuck, I need to try this, right? I need to. I want the freedom. I want the money. I want the lifestyle. Um, but they're not actually prepared for what they're going to be dealing with. Um, and, unfortunately, trading is a very dopamine inducing thing. And we live in a very dopamine addicted society. A lot of young kids live very dopamine addicted lifestyles. They're doom scrolling, they're gooning, they're, playing video games all day, shit like that. They're taking small hits of dopamine every single day. And, they don't actually, you know, have the patience, I guess is how I should say it. Um, but, getting into where I'm going with this, um, trading is very dopamine inducing. You go on Project X, you see it looks like a fucking game. So, naturally these kids are going to, find trading and want to treat it like a game. They're going to want to, gamble. They're going to want to do all these things because again, I see green, I see yay, yay, it makes you feel good when you're in profit, right? When you hit TP, you feel amazing. It feels like your day is set for the rest of the fucking day. You know, you feel on top of the world. So yeah, you get a lot of dopamine from trading. Myself, I started trading and immediately stopped playing video games because video games just never felt the same. I never got the dopamine that I used to get from video games ever again. It is a very, it alters your perspectives on a lot of things because again, it is very dopamine inducing. So you can get, carried away with it pretty quickly, and that brings me to my next point. What happens when, you gamble and you're obviously going to lose. You're obviously going to lose a lot of money if you are addicted to shit like that. You see a lot of people on TikTok that are just genuinely so fried. They gamble. They blow 5, 10 evals every fucking day. It's like, thank God I never got to that point. I've probably blown like, on my journey to getting my first payout, I probably went through probably like $2,000. Probably not even that. I was very conservative with my evals, and luckily I never really got to that point where I was buying full sets of XFAs and blowing them daily. So you know, but it can be a very depressing thing, right? And you're going to deal with that, especially after you have an edge and now you're just dealing with psychology. So, once you don't see the results and you see all these people on TikTok still flexing profits, still you're going to want it even more. You're going to feel so far behind other people because again, you have pursued this for a considerable amount of time and now you're going through it. You don't know where you are. You're lost. So, you know, a lot of people will deal with that and genuinely go like they'll shut down. They'll feel like shit. They'll feel like nobody understands what they're going through because, not a lot of people do. So, you know, as somebody who has been through this, there is more to life than trading. And the best way to get over this feeling is Take a break from the charts. Take a break, reset. Because why are you so attached that you feel like you need to make it work? A lot of young kids will feel like they need to make it work and force it. And that's just going to put even more stress on your mental. You don't want that, especially in trading. Especially in trading. Because again, you can't force profits in the market. That's just going to make it even worse. So, when you're dealing with this shit, you need to sit back and detach from the charts, because that is ultimately what is going to make you feel better. Especially if you're on a losing streak, take a break, go outside, man. The effects of the sun are so substantial. And I don't feel like a lot of people really know this. I've recently just been, trying to get out more because, again, I struggle with mental health. I struggle with the same shit that a lot of people go through. And, getting out in the sun, getting exposure to that shit will make you feel so much better because it's natural dopamine. It's good dopamine, Try to get dopamine from other things, healthy dopamine, do hard tasks, feel good from that, because you should be feeling good from getting something getting hard work done. That's healthy dopamine, not doom scrolling, not video games. Do some hard shit, feel good, get that healthy dopamine, and I promise you, you will feel 10 times better. 10 times better. Get out more. Don't focus so much on trading, because again, the more you focus on it, the more you try to force it to work, the less progress you're going to see. So, this is more so now not really about mental health and trading, but more so just about, the effects of trying to force your trading and shit like that. But, a lot of people struggle with depression. A lot of traders will go through this shit. They'll feel lost. I had a buddy recently talk to me. He told me that he's 17 years old. He lost his entire net worth gambling on the charts, 6 figures plus. But, he knows he's done it before. He can make it back. But that's how quick you can all lose it if you don't continue to do the correct things. You say you want all these things, but, when it comes down to it, you're still a dopamine addicted junkie and you can't get off the charts. You can't, you can't just sit out, man. You got to be patient. And ultimately, that's just going to make the pressure even harder. So, if you're dealing with this shit, take a break. Take a break, because no amount of pressure is worth it. Because the more pressure you feel, you're probably going to make some mistakes. I recently took a break off the charts for about 2 weeks, just dealing with some life shit. Because again, I don't need to trade every day. You don't need to trade every day. Markets are always going to be here. And, I got back and had an undefeated month in this month. What is it? March? January, February, March. Yeah, March. So, yeah. The less you trade and the more you realize that there is more to life than trading, and the second you stop forcing shit, I promise you your progress will skyrocket. And this is very good advice for beginners. So, again, if you're dealing with shit, dealing with depression outside of trading, whatever, take a break from the charts, because that will bleed into your trading and you're going to lose months of progress in a matter of minutes. It's not worth it. Just take a break, man. Trading won't make you feel better. Get outside, go to the gym, do some hard shit. And find something that you enjoy, or find something that you can work for outside of trading. If you have fulfillment and purpose outside of trading, you won't care. You won't care. I have a buddy who started a power washing business. He's now making good money, very good money, compared to other people his age, our age. I think he's still in school. He's doing online school, but he did that to separate himself from the charts. And now he has fulfillment from doing that. He has the work that he's seeing results from the work that he's put in, because again, it's more input for more output. You don't have that in trading. The more input you have, it doesn't equal more profit. So find something that you will feel fulfilled from outside of trading, which will help you detach from the charts even further. he's been struggling a lot with his mental health, especially in trading. And that was probably the best thing he could have done, is find something else to do throughout your day to where you are receiving fulfillment. So, it's hard. It really is. It's tough, you know, because there's not really many people you can talk to about this shit. And I feel like a lot of beginner traders go through this shit and they don't really know where to go. And then they just quit. So, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just need to realize that, you need to just chill, sit out, take a break, man. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. So, yeah, I just was thinking about this morning. I wanted to make a quick video. I kind of just rambled, but I hope some of y'all will get some value out of this and, hopefully maybe relate to it a little bit, and then, use my experiences as, I guess advice and apply it. So hope some of y'all found some value, and, yeah,